Hi YouTube, before I get started on this quick review, I want you guys to go to my description box and I want you to follow me on my social medias, give this video a thumbs up, and click that notification bell. Tyler Perry's The Oval, Season 1, Episode 23, titled Unexpected Guest. The episode starts off with Nancy and Richard. Nancy still does not want to tell Richard who the father of Picky is. Apparently, when Richard was away in Iraq 20-something years ago, Nancy had an affair, and from this affair, she gave birth to Picky. And the whole time, Richard was thinking Picky was his nephew, but Nancy had her sister raise Picky as if that was her son. But the whole time, it was just Nancy's child, and she felt guilty about it. So Richard is very, very upset. He wants her to leave, and Nancy does not want to go anywhere. And Richard, he is really mad, like very, very mad. He told her, "Don't you dare make me show my ass in front of my son." And that's how you know it's serious, because Richard has never talked to Nancy like that before. So we get to Donald's house, and he's waiting on Lily to arrive because she still hasn't come home yet. And suddenly he sees the breaking news of 2 agents being shot, and that's Max and Yuma. They had that shootout / fight at Denise's store the other episode. And Donald calls Kyle, and immediately Kyle, he starts saying, like, "Do you miss me? I want to see you." And he's not willing to give Donald details on what all happened with Yuma and Max until he can see Donald in person. And this is Kyle I'm talking about. So Kyle just so happens to be at Donald's front door. Donald tried to tell Kyle that his wife is home, so they can't see each other right now. But Kyle, he's crazy, so he knows where Lily is. He mentioned when Donald did allow him in the house that Lily was staying at the hotel. And the simple fact that Kyle is still able to track her makes me wonder if Bobby will actually be able to protect her, because she's going to be hiding out with Bobby in that hotel. So Kyle tells Donald that the motive that he will provide to whoever questions about what happened between Max and Yuma, he's going to say that their motive was they had a shootout over Denise, because both of them were involved with Denise, and he claims to have video footage of Denise flirting with Yuma and Max. So I don't know how that's going to play out. Also, the news mentioned one of the agents is still alive and they're just in the hospital. So I wonder who that agent would be. I would be very surprised if Max is that agent that's still alive, because Kyle had to have shot him like 50 times. And he did shoot Yuma, but Max seemed a little bit more, I don't want to say more dead than Yuma, but in reality, if anyone would have lived this shooting, it had to have been Yuma, because even though, what's his name? Kyle did shoot her, he didn't shoot her as much as he shot Max. So I'll be very surprised if Max is still alive. Okay, so we get to Priscilla and Sam's house. Priscilla is very tired, but Sam wants to get intimate. However, it's one of those nights where Priscilla is very drained and she doesn't want to be bothered. Suddenly, someone rings the doorbell, and it's Nancy. She has about 2 or 3 bags packed, and she needs to spend the night with Priscilla because there's so much stress going on at her home. She just revealed to Richard how Picky was her son and not her nephew. So there's a lot of tension between those two. And I can actually imagine how that conversation probably went when they finally got home, Barry, Richard, and Nancy. He probably said, "You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here." Technically, she was home, but you get the point. We get to Sharon and Kareem. Sometimes I slip up and call them Shareem. Sharon and Kareem, we get to the scene with them at the pharmacy, and it seems like they've been at that pharmacy for the past 10 episodes. Now, going back to what I said and when I accidentally called them Shareem, I know why I do that now, because sometimes, when people they create these ship names for characters on a television show. They combine the names together. So that's probably why I call them Shareem every now and then. But back to the review. Kareem, he wants Sharon to spend the night. And at first she was saying that she was just going to stay with her sister. But she finally agrees to stay one night with Kareem. And I noticed one thing about Sharon. She does a lot of pushing away and then pulling someone back to her. And I feel like she likes the drama, because even later on in the episode, when she went to go get her things from Barry's house, she left her phone on the table in the living room. So the simple fact that she did that, it's like she wanted to get caught in a way. And what I found very interesting about their scene is how Kareem got so frustrated with Sharon when she finally came outside to the vehicle without her belongings to tell him she's deciding to stay the night. Kareem was very mad. He was big mad. He said, "Shit, Sharon, get out of here. It's nothing to talk about. And you're fired." So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that love triangle, I'm looking forward to seeing how that love triangle is going to turn out. I can see Sharon going back to Kareem, because Sharon, she's just so flaky. You just never know with her. And she has very weak will. So I can definitely see her going back to Kareem. Now, she told Barry she still needs that job for her credit hours. So I can see Kareem forgiving her and just allowing her to work there to get her credit hours. But yeah. So Gail contacts that lawyer again. She was talking to the other episode, and she wants to know why the lawyer hung up. The lawyer doesn't really believe Gail because her parents put on a very good show, and now he's debating on whether or not he wants to meet with Gail. She goes downstairs and she sees her mom in the kitchen. Actually, Victoria, she walks in the kitchen and catches Gail in the refrigerator, and she tells Gail she's going to be staying with her grandparents for a while, and Gail doesn't want to do it. She says she's not going anywhere with them, and Victoria's like, "Okay, my mom doesn't like to take no for an answer." So I'm looking forward to seeing how that dynamic is going to play out between Gail and her grandparents, because as we know, Victoria's mother doesn't play, and even Victoria is scared of her mother. Okay, what else happened this episode? There was that scene at Bobby's hotel room with Lily, and they get intimate. They had a very twisted way of flirting with each other. Bobby thinks Lily loves to see him in pain because she was rubbing against his fresh wound, and Lily is turned on by that. So one thing leads to another, and they start knocking the boots, per se. What else happened this episode? I think I touched on a lot of the highlights. Oh yeah, the final scene. But this scene took place in the Oval. Ellie, is it Ely or Ellie? The new secretary. Yeah, I think her name is Ellie. Yeah, she arrives, and Hunter wants to ask Ellie more questions about why the press secretary is accusing them of having sex in the Oval. Even though Hunter wants to do that, it hasn't happened yet, so I guess that's why he's really upset about it. Ellie takes off her dress and shows the president her body. However, when Hunter leans forward to give her a kiss, she stops him and lets him know nothing's going to happen unless she wants it to, and everything's going to be based on her terms. So that's one thing I like about Ellie, because with Denise, Hunter had an attitude as if he could just show up out of nowhere and have sex with Denise anytime he wanted, no matter what, even if Denise wasn't in the mood. So one thing I respect about Ellie is that she's putting her foot down. What else happened? Oh yeah, how could I forget about this scene? At the end of the episode, when Ellie is walking out of the Oval, or trying to, when she opens the door, it's Victoria, and she slaps her and drags her by the hair, and then the episode goes off. One thing I don't like about Victoria is how she takes out a lot of her anger on the women the president sleeps with. I feel like some of these women, they want to do it. However, there is a power inequity. They see the president as a very powerful person. So if they don't sleep with him, they know it can be bad for them or their family. So they just do what they need to do to survive. On the other hand, Hunter, he knows what he's doing. He knows the power that he has, or I won't say he has the power, but has a way of putting on a front like he is a very powerful person. And people can read that and they pick up on that false sense of power. So, if anything, Victoria needs to take out her frustrations on Hunter, which she does, but I feel like she should be a little bit more understanding towards the women because of the whole situation they're in as far as the power inequity. But I do feel like there's going to be a time when Victoria tries to fight the wrong person, and this person is not going to care about Secret Service or any of that. They're going to hit back, and they're probably going to get at least about a good 5, 10, or 15 hits in with Victoria before Secret Service breaks it up. Because I really feel like it's going to be someone that's not going to care about the Secret Service or care about her husband being the president or her being the first lady. They're going to fight back, and Victoria's going to be surprised. She's going to be really surprised because now she's in a position where she can do things to people and they can't do anything back out of fear. But she's going to meet someone that's not scared at all. Like Priscilla said, she didn't care about her being the first lady. So I don't know, maybe we'll see something happen in a future season between her and Priscilla, because Victoria seemed to be really interested in Sam. And with Priscilla not having sex with Sam, it's no telling how that whole relationship is going to go. And yeah, so that's all I have for this review. It was a quick review video. I just really want to touch on the highlights of this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said in the beginning of the video, go to my description box, click on the links, and follow me on my social media handles. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.